Hey guys, this is part two of the same recording session that we did episode 10 on. So we got Erin back on the pod. It's another good one. You guys are going to love it. As you guys have probably noticed, the podcasts are getting a little bit longer, getting closer to the 40-minute range rather than the 25 to 30-minute range. We're just getting a little bit better at this, ending up with more good content that we think you guys will like. But we don't have all the fans in the world, so we do care about the fans that we do have. We appreciate you guys listening. We care about what you think. So if you prefer a podcast to stay in the 25 to 30-minute range, you can knock them out quicker. Just let us know, and if not, just enjoy the podcast.
Welcome to the Standing O podcast,
a Steve and Adam comedy project.
We know a little about most things and a lot about nothing. We should do what I want to call the 6-hour, 10-minute podcast, where we drink for 6 hours and record a podcast at the last 10 minutes of every hour and then release them at random and don't tell people which in order it is. Is this the first? Is this minute 50 to minute 60 or is this minute 170 to 180?
And how heavily are we drinking?
Heavily.
Okay.
Heavily.
If you have high energy the entire time, it'll be hard to tell.
Yeah, and I think we will. But I think you'll be able to tell with us slurring and, just the topics are going to completely go to shit. But I think that could be great. Just kind of release them as random short pods, Maybe.
Could you do it on a Tuesday?
I mean, yeah, if you can only do it on a Tuesday. But a random Tuesday, that'd be a wild thing to do.
How committed are you?
Yeah, I can make a Tuesday work. Yeah. I'll just get the day off the day before. I got PTO to spend.
You're gonna get the day off the day before? That sounds pretty dumb.
Day.
To mentally prepare.
Yeah. No, I would rather have the mental preparation before blacking out than the time to heal up after. That's not true at all. We drank really heavily Saturday. Big Beer Olympics, Camp David. Anyway, so I felt really, really miserable the next day. Incredibly hungover. Super just mentally dying. And I went and I just laid down in the shower and Sarah was just wanting to hang out and she's just on the outside of the shower. She's like, "You okay in there?" And I'm like, so when she's talking 3 feet away from me, but with the shower curtain in between, and then she hears the sound and the sound's lower than expected, she's like, "Are you on the ground in there?"
You know it's bad when you lay down in the shower.
Monday.
Were you laying down
with
or
the
sitting
water,
down?
No, just sitting down, my legs kind of in front of me,
Not in a bath, but with the water coming down.
Yeah, just coming down right on top of me. It was a mental, physical, and spiritual cleansing. It was 3 of the 4 types of cleansing that you can do, and I don't think you're one of the 4th.
When you're that hungover, do you have a hangover meal that you go to?
Yeah. It changes frequently,
okay.
Though it doesn't change time to time. It's phases. For the longest time, it was the buffalo chicken cheesesteak from the Post. That's one of the best sandwiches out there. Right now, it's chicken chimichanga from El Maguey.
See,
which do you guys say El Maguey or El Maguey?
I think I say Maguey as well. But I've said both.
I've been saying flan and Modeo, and I mean our Hispanic fan base just lighting me up over this.
You're asking the Spanish teacher.
Yeah, that's why.
I would go with Maguey.
That's why you need to be on here for this, because remember I said flan, and Sarah, Dobbs, and Carrie both gave me shit about saying flan. They're like, it's flan. But then I saw a meme the other day that I sent to both of them, and a meme. See, this is why I mispronounce everything. So then sometimes when I mispronounce things because I'm dumb, you don't know if I'm doing it for the goof or because I don't know.
I'm going to go with the dumb side.
Yeah. No, there was one time David asked me, I said cosplay, and David said, "Are you mispronouncing it because you think it's funny or because you don't know that stands for costume play?" I'm like, the second one. Thank you for your honesty. But yeah, so I like mispronouncing things. But anyways, there's a meme and it said an only flan account. And I was like, why would this joke exist if it was pronounced flan?
Yeah, I agree.
Flans, only flan.
Yeah, exactly. That's a valid criticism. Yeah. And then I said Modeo. I was like, I feel like I've heard someone say Modeo, and they jumped down my throat about that too. And our only good talk was trending in the Hispanic community on Instagram for a while. It's like when I remember when Tiger Woods got in all that trouble with like the drinking and driving and his wife and cheating on her and stuff like that. And my dad was like, "Oh, he had, like, that's a shame. He had everything and he threw it away." And he was probably a little disappointed that I thought this way, because this was like maybe high school, college, something like that. I don't know when Tiger Woods got in trouble, but I was like, "Yeah, but like, what drove you to get all of that? Like, what drives you to be the best at anything, to make all that money, if you're not going to party and rage and fuck around a whole bunch when you get there?" You know, it's like, why would you want all that money if you're not going to be,
So
you know?
that would be what it's all for you.
Yeah, no, like Sarah understands. Like, if Stand to Know goes off, it's like, of course I stayed faithful, you know, when nobody else wanted me. But like, if there's Instagram hosts sliding in my DMs, it's like, good luck. You know, I mean, I already talked about it, probably hasn't come out yet, but my, the love of my life, the lady who cuts my hair.
Oh, yeah.
I was have I talked to you about her?
No, she had great clips or something.
Yeah, the sports clips right by where we live.
Mike has a lady there too.
Dude, if it's fucking Sadie, I will get in his fucking face.
I don't know her name, but Mike sees her like every time he goes there. He just mentioned that the other day.
No, yeah, so
And it's only like 3 times a week.
I just go there.
Fresh hut.
I just go there for the scalp massage. Hey, I'm just here for the free neck trim, but I still want Sadie to do it. But when I lived in Washington, Missouri, the person who cut my hair was this old lady, and she did a good job. So I like, as soon as they do a good job like twice by just getting them at random, then I request them, because I just, you know, I like the consistency. And it was an old lady, so I didn't feel weird doing that. When I was in Columbia, it was this old gay guy, so I didn't feel weird doing that. But now that the new person who's good at cutting my hair just happens to be an attractive woman that's our age, and I feel like such a creep when I request her, and I'm like, and then it's also a whole like insecurity thing where I'm like, she probably doesn't remember me. She probably just like thinks she cut my hair once, and now I'm gonna request her all the time.
You think about her.
No, I think about her, exactly, because I don't want to seem like a creep, but also I'm like, you have what I need. You have a good haircut. I need to get a good haircut. And then I'm also always telling Sarah about her, and I'm like, I just feel like such a creep. I'm like, it doesn't help that she's attractive. She's like, you probably shouldn't be telling me about the attractive girl that cuts her hair.
The girl at the front's probably like, Sadie, the nervous guy who always like overcompensates.
Nervous guy. All right, yes.
Says that you guys have
Super
like
sweaty.
I'll stay and walk her to your car after.
What time do you get off? 11:30 p.m. I'll stay.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
stay.
I show up
I
right
live next door. I'll
right
walk him
before
home.
close. And there's even been like, with the old gay gentleman and the old lady, I did not feel weird being like, what days do you usually work, so I can just make sure that you're here when I come in. But this girl, I'm not going to ask, like, hey, when do you get off work? What's your schedule? Where do you live? Do you live alone?
See, but like for a girl, when we get our hair done, we always go to the same person. So
Exactly.
It's not weird, but I guess for a guy,
It is a privilege, yeah, because
you're just
it's
totally
it's the one of the few situations where like it is worse to be guys that we look like predators, you know? So we can't seem creepy. There was one time in college that we ordered like 2 pitchers, me, Sam, Riley, and Kelly.
What a group.
And Riley was like, couldn't stand. We tried to sit him in a chair, and he like almost fell out of that. So we're like, what are these pitchers going to do? We're like, let's just walk them home. So then we leave, and I'm like, we just ordered 2 pitchers. I mean, it's only like $10 in Columbia, or even less. And so I just went over and gave them to a group of bros. I'm like, hey, you guys want these? And they're like, seriously? And they're like so happy. I was like, well, we can't give them to girls. I think we're going to rape them. And they're like, that is a good point. And we're like, yeah, it's a nice little thing we have here. We both have to worry about not looking like rapers.
rapers.
So it was just a funny little thing where they were like, that's a good point. Yeah, the girls, if you hand them an open pitcher, they're just going to be like, I'm not drinking this.
I don't know about that.
Well, yeah, maybe sometimes in college, but I don't know.
Our friend group.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are a bit of degenerates, though, so you guys drink whatever.
Not wrong.
There's another raper situation that I found myself in. Raper.
You keep saying raper.
Isn't that what? No, I know it's rapist, but in Step Brothers they say raper.
Hang on, we got a dog crying.
Doodle.
What you want?
That was Doodle.
Yeah, I know. Which one? I can't turn my head.
Oh, you hurt your neck again or whatever?
Yeah.
That stinks.
Dr. Mike, he is available in St. Peter's.
Yeah,
Just for
Dr. Mike Cairo.
I know. I really need to go see a chiropractor.
But anyways,
I normally go pretty regularly, actually, but I haven't been. I don't know why.
I was on.
Hey. Oh, now that one's crying.
This was while I,
to be a dog.
you know, had a single stint. You know, was in free agency. You know, playing the.
Wait,
playing the
what are we
market.
talking about?
This is a raper story.
Oh, raper.
One of my
story.
mini raper
One of his
stories.
rape-
What else would
rape-
we be talking
Yeah.
about?
Adam's raper story of the week.
Go ahead. You can look him up on the internet. Adam's all over there.
If you look up Adam and rape, something will show up.
I'm sure there would be.
Well, yeah,
Just
I mean,
kidding.
Adam's a fairly common name. Anyways, so I was on Tinder. This was while single, and I must have just been swiping and not paying attention. But I matched with a girl, and then I do further investigation, and I see that all of her pictures are with the same guy, and I'm like, oh, weird. And then I see her bio. It's like swinger wife looking for a third, and I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, oh well, because she was a smoke, and I was like, yeah, no, I can't get involved with that.
But did you swipe right?
No, I had already swiped
Oh.
right because she was a smoke. And so then when I see, I'm like, and she even she messaged me first, and I'm like, jeez.
So were you just swiping right without even reading about these
about-
nice ladies?
No, they
That reeks of desperation.
they put I reek of desperation.
Well,
You're not doing, a thorough investigation every time. There's sometimes
did.
you look and you're like, if they're saying, God, family, and Republicans, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not swiping on you. Or if it says, country girl stuck in the suburbs, I'm probably not swiping on you either. But if it says
Not into the
swinger
country
wife
thing?
looking for a third, no, just that's a funny personality to have. It's like, yeah, you grew up in St. Peter's. You're not a country girl stuck in the suburbs. You just like country music and country concerts in the summer. Who doesn't like drinking outside in the summer? But regardless. So I was not interested in it, and a big factor was that the husband was huge. He was fucking huge, and I was just like, I was talking to Sarah Stewart about this, and I was just like, yeah, because what's stopping from him just raping me? Him just what if that's their thing? And then I'm like, oh my God, is this why girls don't go on dates with strangers? I'm like, now that I think about it, rape is a scary thing. I'm like, I think that is something I'd like to avoid.
see, I'm still the type of person. I mean, I've been off dating apps for a while now, but anytime I
How
have a
about 2 or
friend,
so years?
yeah, just 2 years. Sorry, Mike.
She's been with Mike for 5, so that's a goof.
Side piece. Always looking for a side piece. Anyways, what was I gonna say? I don't know. Oh, dating profiles. How I always like to take people's phones who are single and go on their profiles.
Yeah.
So I would do it with Carrie. I did it with my brother. And first of all, woof. Some of the people that are on
Woof
there.
is right.
Yeah.
Buzz your girlfriend. Woof.
Yeah. No,
That
it's
level. It's rough out there.
It's rough out there, and it's also annoying because Tinder used to be the only one, and it always annoyed me when I remember Carrie said that she's like, yeah, he tried to Netflix and chill me, and I'm like, well, yeah, you're on Tinder, that you don't go out to the wild and find other animals out in the wild and get surprised by it,
Yeah, you can't be surprised when
It's
something
like there's
that
Bumble
happens.
and Hinge for a reason. That is to find a relationship. If you're just trying to pump and dump, then get on Tinder. And
Is that the categories of those dating apps?
most times, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Bumble
I
the
think Hinge is the most regarded or well regarded.
Bumble is it's outliers. The girls message first, and Tinder is just people would have in their
free-for-all.
people would have in their bio not here for hookups. It's I always just want to send them a Hinge link and just be like,
Wrong app.
you're sorely mistaken. I'm like, I'm not trying to waste your time either, but there's another place to do this. You don't just go to a sushi restaurant. I'm like, I'm not here for the sushi. It's like, well, there's another place next door that you might enjoy, actually.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Bumble actually got Angie and I together.
That's exciting. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
did
we,
she-
we knew each other before. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause-
matched on
Reconnected.
there and
'Cause she knows,
reconnected. She sent a pretty good joke. It was about dinosaurs or something. I don't remember.
Probably pretty
It
good.
was.
So memorable you
I
can't remember.
I remember chuckling though.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Did she go to high school around here?
Marquette,
Oh, okay, close enough.
Alton.
Oh,
Alton,
that's
Illinois.
That's farther than I thought it was.
I mean, it's like 25 minutes from here.
Yeah.
Similar
I always
distance
forget,
to
yeah.
Duchenne. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
20
true.
minutes to
Floriston's
Duchenne.
much closer to Illinois than I always think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about that?
You just
Go to the
gotta
river.
you just gotta take your horse boat across the river.
Yep.
Then you're good.
Horse boat.
A canoe built around your horse.
You want to talk about learning nothing? I was in physics, and I literally knew nothing. So I would befriend all the boys in my class, and they would do all the projects for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, that's a pretty good way to like pass school.
one of them made like
You're
a
talking about how
motorboat.
hard women have it. You're just getting guys to do your dirty work for you. They're just simping for you.
Honestly, it was great. And then it came test time, and I would get
Oh,
a
yeah.
4%. You'd be like, "What happened?"
Wait, did you actually get a 4% on a test at one point?
I was very bad at physics. Like I
A
was
4% though?
I was very
Can you
good student,
walk?
But like I just could not put two and two together.
You're getting mad we're talking to you like a dummy. You got a 4%.
Well, maybe it was more like a 4D %.
That's
but
possible.
Regardless,
4A, 4B, C,
Just-
D.
Yeah, I was gonna say the D's are important. So
I mean, sometimes you got to use what you got. And
yeah, no, I understand any situation. You're just manipulating the situation to work for you. That's why you were able to figure out the TikTok algorithm and we're not.
Anyways, my teacher requested me to be in AP Physics, and I was like, dude, I got a 40% on like every single test. I do good on the projects because I work with other people that do the project for
Yeah.
me.
That's quite the system we got there, though. You know, my idea that I had about the Stand and No Marathon, what most people have been called the greatest idea in podcasting of all time. That's a cool sound. That's a lot of ice.
And too much whiskey.
Yeah, that's a factor.
Is there ever too much?
When it's that much, yes.
Yeah.
I don't drink whiskey.
I'll keep
so.
I'll keep adding it in. But some of it's leftover residue from the last drink.
Yeah.
Some of it is ice cube fillation.
Stick to the
That's
slides.
not what it's called at all.
Yes, it
Ice
is.
Cube Fellatio? Ice Cube Fellatio, another good
See,
DJ
exactly.
name.
You know what I'm talking. That's a great name for a
Can we
DJ.
spend 2 seconds and talk about how crushed ice does not get appreciated like it should?
Are you
Oh,
a crushed ice fan?
By the
Oh
way,
my God, yeah.
no.
Really?
Not.
You go to QT and you don't get crushed ice. I am judging you.
No,
Really?
I disagree.
Do you like Sonic's ice then?
Oh my God, it's
Sonic's ice is
incredible.
Sonic's
great.
Ice is primo.
Sonic's
That's
ice.
crushed ice.
Sonic
Yeah,
Ice
but
is
it's totally
but it's
different.
different.
No.
It's totally different. It's
It
softer.
kind of
It like
Yeah.
melts in your mouth a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
all ice melts in your mouth, but you know, but just
I didn't want to correct you on that because I didn't want to be mansplaining. Do you know that ice melts at 32 degrees? Fucking broads. You can believe them?
I haven't heard that one before.
Don't know anything about
Please
ice.
tell me more.
women can't
That's
live
really
with them.
all I got
What
on
does
ice.
32 degrees feel like?
A little warmer than 31 probably.
Yeah, interesting.
Women can't live with them when they can't pee standing up.
Exactly. Can't live within 100 feet of the shelter they're staying at. Can't live without them.
But if you, well, you probably have. I was gonna say, have you peed in a parking garage?
Oh, yeah,
probably
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, I have too.
Plenty of times.
Nice. Kudos to you.
That's
It's a
Drinks
fun.
up to Aaron.
What a story.
Drinks up to Aaron.
No,
And welcome,
I-
Aaron. I hope you feel welcomed
it
here.
was in
Yeah.
parking structure 7 in Mizzou.
That's a great. That
It's
one's
been
out by
7
itself.
years. Don't explain the scene of the crime.
Yeah. What's the statute of limitations on public urination?
That's a good question.
I feel like it should be like 3 days.
If it's gone and it's dried up,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
if
it
it's dried
should
up,
be.
there's no more like.
But I bet your parking
evidence.
garages it takes a while to dry up.
well, yeah, because it just keeps rolling down the hill and then it turns around and goes
And
down the next
The
hill.
problem with puddles. That's
All right.
not how it works.
You sure?
Yeah, because when water gets in a parking garage, there's drains and stuff on the outside. They're all like slightly sloped.
How
Now, it
many
takes forever,
drains are
and
there?
The construction's not perfect, so that's how you get those
Must
puddles
know
that just
number.
never dry because there's very little breeze and there's no sun and stuff.
Nerd.
I was-
yeah, how much do you know about parking garages?
More than you
Nerd.
know.
I was born and raised in a parking.
I was born in a parking
Mizzou
garage.
had really
Molded
good
by
names
it.
for their parking garages. Parking structure 7, and then there was Vag.
Yeah, Vag, Virginia Avenue Garage.
Short for Vag.
Yeah.
Was there a sign that said that?
Yeah, that said Vag. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I lost my car in Hit Street Garage, and me
That's kind of-
and Sam walked for no less than 25 minutes. And I was like, wait, is this Hit? I parked in University. And he just goes, and you walk, in comparison to our house, you're on campus, you walk past University to go to Hit. If you walk a little bit farther, you get to our house. So he's like, you can go get your car. I'm going home. He's like, I'm not backtracking closer to campus or farther away from home to go find your car if you can't remember where you parked. And it was completely sober. This was Tuesday after class. That doesn't necessarily mean we were completely
It was
sober.
in our backyard, so come Halloween time, we would smash
Yeah.
pumpkins from the roof and just throw them off.
that's
and
great.
It landed in our backyard. It was.
Did you guys ever give anyone a fall classic?
I don't even know what that is.
Can I explain it without being
Please do.
No, it's where you shit in a jack-o'-lantern. I'm gonna assume you haven't.
Well, no, but we could have taken the homeless man's poop that was in the basement.
Yeah, that's true.
Steve, have you heard this?
No, I don't think I have.
So we lived in this dump apartment.
Like completely dilapidated, probably not fit for human occupancy.
There was mold everywhere. We had to sign a waiver that said we wouldn't eat the paint chips.
Well, did you
Which
ever
it's
try?
like, hands off my paint chips, government, you know?
Lead paint,
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
So we thought about it.
When it was lead paint?
Yeah. We all thought we were going to die.
That explains what's wrong
Anyways,
with it.
so our apartment complex had no locks, pretty much whatever, including our house door didn't lock. You could take a credit card and swipe through it and open the door.
Before we got our house downtown, it was perfect when we'd have to wait forever for an Uber or for Stripes, which is a sober ride service thing. And we're like, well, we can always just walk over to the building. It's called Dumas. We're like, we can always walk to Dumas. We know it's unlocked. And like, it was perfect that there's even one time where me and Sam just woke up at like 7 a.m. I was just asleep in the chair, head back, and Sam was on the couch. We had like 20 missed calls from Stripes and Ubers that we had ordered and then passed out.
Anyways, with our apartment, since there were no locks, like homeless people would come in there and go to the basement. It was a sketchy basement. But one time we look in a bucket and there was like human poop. Like just a bunch of turds. Like someone was shitting in a bucket.
Multiple turds.
Multiple turds.
I'm glad you said the word turds. It's a big fan of that word.
I
Great
also
word.
love that.
That is the funniest way to
Turds
say
are a
it.
funny word.
Yeah.
It'll never be.
Funny turds.
Funny turds.
Little
That
turds.
might be the episode name. It's Funny Turds. That'll probably be it, actually.
You really think so?
Yeah. I mean,
That's-
Not me, but because girls don't poop. But sometimes
That's
when
true.
people have little turds that like bunny poops, I call them like turdettes.
turdettes. No, that's fun. See, I call them bunny poops or rabbit shits.
Turdettes.
But turdettes is funny. I might start incorporating that.
Our hockey game the other day that I was coaching, there was this little kid who was probably like 4'2", and when he was skating by, I just said, I didn't realize how loud I said it because the whole team heard me, and I was just like, I've taken bigger shits than that kid, and like the whole team heard me, and they were all cracking up.
That's hilarious.
These kids are in like 8th grade, but pretty good joke.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad joke at all.
Pretty good joke. Not true, because
That's a pretty big poop.
I'd be
It's a
at the doctor.
Big poop or a small
I'd be at
kid.
the
New
doctor.
one.
Yeah.
I
You
like
like
beef
beef
jerky.
jerky?
I do.
I don't.
I don't
Angie
either.
likes it.
I
Mine
hate
tastes like a
teriyaki
dog
beef
treat.
jerky.
I feel like I'm eating dog food.
I don't
There's
like the smell. I don't
There's
like
a
any part
fun
of it.
primal aspect of it when
You're like,
when you
you
got
like
it when you were a
working
kid. You're like, yeah, you know.
Hell yeah, brother. We're
There
going
you go.
hunting.
Exactly, like getting jerky chew. You put it in your lip.
See, yeah, I don't
I shot a gun
understand
for
why
the
it's
first
like-
time.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Whoa, yeah. Go ahead.
At a funeral last week.
Was the funeral
After-
because you
Did you
shot
kill
the
the
gun?
After a funeral,
It wasn't at the
We
funeral.
were
It was
in a-
before the funeral.
we
then
were in a-
had the
we were in
funeral.
a town of
R.I.P.
600
Granny.
we were in a town of 600 people, and they all are
R.I.P.
gun people, all of them. And we're like sitting there in the backyard, and they're like, "You've never shot a gun?" I was like, "No, no. You're doing it right now." And I was, okay,
That's awesome.
What
I
kind of
love
gun
it.
did you shoot?
I don't know.
Is it a pistol?
No, it's like a big rifle, made a big
22?
loud noise. Maybe
22
sounds.
pretty light.
22 is not very loud though.
No.
I don't know
A
what
shotgun?
it was. No,
I
it
feel
was
like
like
you'd know
a
if
it
it
was
was
like
a
a
shotgun.
rifle feel.
Yeah.
Rifle
was,
feel. I don't know anything about guns.
I can't
I
believe
feel very
because we've been
I feel
to-
way too
I'm
clumsy.
pretending like I know what I'm talking about. I've shot.
Yeah, you sounded
guns.
kind of
See,
like you knew.
you've been to my farm a handful of times. I never knew you never shot a gun.
No, just rid dirt bikes, brother.
The dirty bicycles.
Remember the one time when you ate it real hard?
Yeah, because I was turned around watching for Marquardt. You know, he was behind. Plus,
Wild card.
yeah. What are you gonna do? But no, I remember we went to my farm in college, and I had found out Sam had never shot a gun because he never went to the farm. So I assumed, but I guess you hadn't either. Maybe we just only went out there and rode the dirty bicycles.
What a Missouri thing. I mean, I never would have considered shooting a gun until I came here.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
it is crazy.
Missouri things, I cannot wait to go on a float trip again.
Yeah.
I am so excited. Have you been on a float trip?
So I've never been on a float trip until we went 2 years ago, and now it's like an annual thing.
And wait a second,
Yeah.
where are you from?
Chicago.
Yeah, no, it's only
The
a Missouri
listeners
thing.
don't know. All 11 of them, they don't know.
Hey everybody,
Yeah.
my name's Erin. I'm from Chicago, and I have
Chicago.
You from like the
Suburbs.
you from the
No, she-
burbs?
I'm a bird.
She's from like the east side, like born and
What?
raised the hard part of the streets.
Middle of downtown Chicago.
You know
She
me.
was on
I
Ohio
fit in
Street.
Really well.
Yeah.
She was on Ohio Street in a dark alley,
That's where I was born.
right behind the American Eagle.
Yeah, that's the one.
Lots of rats.
But no, it blew me away. I assumed, like, obviously they're not doing float trips, out California way and up north and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I assumed, like, Illinois, rural parts of Illinois are probably just like us. Nope, you cannot find, because we've tried to find float trip places.
Not like this.
And though I can't find any sort of float trip situations.
There is no place like the Huzzah.
Yeah. No,
Huzzah,
you have
Huzzah.
to. Huzzah. Yeah.
Huzzah, yeah.
Funny story about that. Angie and I were traveling somewhere and we passed it, and I just yelled, "Huzzah!"
Huzzah!
And she was like, "It's not huzzah, it's huzzah." And I was like,
Same thing.
But I already said huzzah.
Yeah, I want to say it that
We
way.
already went there.
Pizzazz to it. Huzzah.
So when I was in Maine, I thought there was something very similar to float trips because like I could totally see Maine culture being like, hell yeah, let's get on the river. And
Yeah.
drink
They got like rivers in the ocean.
Yeah.
They really don't need
Maine
it.
culture?
the
Similar
weirdest
to
thing,
Alaskan culture.
the strangest thing
Really
you've ever
white.
seen. Very far away from your neighbors for the most part.
Yeah.
You're pretty secluded. Like we were very far from like a major highway.
I've never been
where
on
I
this,
was.
so I don't even
There's
know
a
what to
crazy Maine stat that I know. Oh my god, it's gonna where there's like more guns and moose than people, or it's like something like crazy.
I actually
like that.
believe
Yeah.
that, to be honest
it's
with you.
and maybe not moose or moosin, but it's like there's
Meese.
It's mice.
yeah,
Meese.
that's it. It's mice.
It's miced.
Yeah,
Meese.
Meest.
Meese.
meest with an st at the end.
Meesta. Moosta.
You know
Mickey
that?
Mouse.
You know that
M-E-E-S-E.
Meesta lady? I think I just killed her.
The plural of moose
Meesta.
is meese or meeses. Just kidding. That's not true.
I don't know
It's-
where I was going with the whole Maine thing though. Oh yeah, so I
Maine
thought that,
culture.
I thought they were getting a. I thought there was like float trips there, and because like the flyer that I read, I was like, oh, that sounds just like a float
Yeah.
trip. No alcohol.
What?
No
What?
alcohol, and like apparently it was strongly enforced.
Well, they're probably like whitewater rafting, like real shit. Ours is just like you got to pull the raft most of the way.
So
Try not to get kidnapped by
Yeah,
the
by some
river
creeps.
people.
Yeah.
while
No,
we're
no.
speaking about Maine, I think it might be time for Steve's story of the week.
That sounds like a good a time as any. I always forget about your like summer, wasn't it in Maine?
Yeah,
Coaching
I
hockey
was
and
there for,
making
like 5 months.
making videos.
I also coached wakeboarding for like 1 or 2 hours a week,
The more you know.
and fishing
It was
class.
a wild like internship kind of because you were also doing like film
I got,
stuff.
I
a
got
little bit.
paid, but I like
Summer camp with Steve.
it was
No, yeah,
crazy.
I'm like that's a once in a lifetime experience
It was
to go
crazy.
and get to do all that.
We lived like on a lake. It was at like some rich private school.
Yeah,
that we
you get to
used
be
for
like
the
a camp
summer.
counselor. You get to sell them pot and stuff. Like they're little kids and maybe molest a few.
There
you never
actually
know.
was one kid that did that.
Sold
There was.
pot to him?
He got kicked out.
Wild.
But he like gave some pot to
Sold
one
pot,
of the,
right? Not
to one of the
molested.
kids. No molestation.
That
None
you
of
know
that
of.
happened. No.
Might have swept it on the rug.
But where was I going with this?
Steve story of the week. Maine.
Maine.
Oh yeah. So we worked like 14-hour days. Like we'd wake the kids up. We'd go in their room, knock on the whatever, yell at them, say we gotta go down to breakfast. I'd play the. I got very good at the bugle while I was there, and we'd get like the kids ready to go to breakfast, whatever. So we'd work like 14-hour days, and we would get like 1 or 2 off days a month, and that was it. So. And like half the camp would be off one off day, the other half would be off the other off day, and like the day would be super simple at camp that day for the kids. And on one of my off days, we go all the way down to, it was near Portland, Maine, but it was somewhere else closer to the coast because we were on the water, on the ocean, and we got real drunk. And I was passed out because we left at like 4 a.m. to get there, and I'm passed out on the beach because I was just like tired. I opened it was quite a few beers in, but I'm sleeping there, and I wake up to like this female cop tapping me, and she's like, "How you doing there?" And I was like, "Pretty good. We had a long morning, just tired." And she's like, "You can't drink on these beaches here." And I was like, shit." She was like, "Did you not see the rules when you walked right by them?" And there was a huge rule board right as you're entering.
Did you have like alcohol and stuff all around you?
Oh yeah.
So you got left? You were by yourself then?
No. Because like 2 other people got tickets while we were there.
Oh, okay.
But afterwards, we stayed there and we kept drinking. We were just better about hiding it. And I walked back and I looked at the rule board. It was rule number 17.
What?
17.
How much time you got, buddy?
24,
Obviously not a
26
priority.
rules.
Yeah.
well, I got a ticket. So I remember my mom calling me while I'm in Maine, and she's like, "What'd you get a ticket for?" I was like, "Oh, Mom, I've been on a journey. I've been on a journey."
You know what to tell you about Rule 17 in Maine.
I'll post this photo of me because I did get pretty damn drunk at one point, and they buried me, and I was like holding a beer up, and I was wearing a visor. Portland Sea Dogs, go Dogs.
There you go,
and,
dogs.
Yeah, good stuff. So my mom calls. She was freaking out because she got a letter from like the Court of Maine or something that I got a ticket. And when I got home, it was due like the week I got home or something. This is one of the dumbest things I've ever done. I sent an envelope of cash to the court in Maine. And they called me and they're like, "We don't accept this." I was like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't read the rules."
Well, will you send it back?
You need like a money order or something.
Clearly, I'm not a reader.
They did send it back. I got it back.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I got it back. But I had to like send like a money order.
Why won't they accept cash? That's kind of. I mean, I'm sure there's some.
I don't know.
Worry about it being dirty.
But apparently,
stuff,
when I told like the older generation, like in my family and things, that story, they thought I was the stupidest person in the world. I don't know why it was stupid.
I mean, I would have sent a check just because I would have felt that safer than mailing cash.
I've never had a checkbook.
Really?
Yep.
I
just refused to get one.
A check, you've never
for rent and stuff.
No, never done checks.
Huh?
Cash?
Just go like get it out of the bank. It was
Really?
pretty inconvenient, but like I've always gotten joy out of going to the bank.
Yeah. You seem like it.
You just like it shoots money on. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, no,
like
it
a
is.
vending machine for cash.
Yeah, it is fun.
I mean, it sucks. It's like
Push a button, money comes out of the fucking slot.
yeah, and I found this card like years ago. I've been using it ever since. It seems to work, so money just keeps popping out.
Keeps coming out.
All you
Yep.
can ask for.
That's kind of nice.
Thanks, Charles Brenneman. I don't know Charles Brenneman.
Yeah.
And I don't have his card.
It's my brother.
No, it isn't. Apparently, bringing your mug to the bathroom when you're at the bar is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Santa.
Yeah. Did you hear about
Do
that?
you ever do that when you're at a bar? Do you bring your drink to the bathroom
I
with you?
almost always do.
Thank you. I needed a girl's.
Do you?
I needed
Do you bring your girl
girl's
because
perspective on this.
you're a girl and you don't want to leave it unattended?
It depends where I'm at. Like if I'm with friends, I might give them.
You're with friends and we're at a
someone.
table and you can just leave it
Oh,
at our
if I'm
table.
at a table with friends, I just leave it. But if I'm like out at a bar, especially like in college mingling, I always take it with me.
I immediately.
Also-
I was like, this does not help
because
when
the
you're
girls'
arguing.
line always takes forever.
Yeah, no.
You gotta stay hydrated while you're waiting.
Yeah.
See,
I
I just
understand
like
that.
to say, I like to drink while I'm peeing.
Yeah. It's like. You're,
No, I feel like
Comes out, goes in.
Exactly.
we were talking about when we're at cannoli specifically and how I was like, oh yeah, you know, when you take the mug in the bathroom, they're like, wait a second, you bring that big mug in the bathroom? I was like, I feel like I'm just like holding it all night, so I just like carry it.
Because
with
he
me.
likes it because it feels like it's coming back from the well, you know, which is
I
fun.
worked hard for my meal.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I got all the drinking stuff.
Exactly like
Exactly like that. Yeah,
that.
that's what the Amish sound like.
The Amish, yeah.
Yeah,
I knew something was Amish.
There's something Amish.
Yeah.
TGI Fridays is truly one of the most reliable chains.
No, it is because
Drinks are good,
Yeah.
apps are good, food's good.
for a while I really liked Applebee's. In college, it was right next to us. We went there a lot. We all you can eat wings. They
Didn't you have a girlfriend that worked at an Applebee's?
yeah, which was
Sorry,
here's the thing. I
Or was it a
liked
boyfriend?
Applebee's and then dated.
Now that Adam, we're
There you
learning
go.
a little
Could-
bit more
could go
about
either
it.
way.
Somebody worked there. Hey.
I don't like that one.
Anyways, yeah, no, I dated a girl who then started working at Applebee's. Now, for the rest of my life, I try to date Applebee's waitresses whenever possible.
See, I'm a loyal Chili's girl.
Yeah.
So it started out with my high school boyfriend. He loved Chili's, and every time we went,
Mm-hmm.
if he signed up like a new email account, you would get free chips and salsa. So at one point, he had about 62 email accounts,
That's wild.
just so he could.
Did he remember the passwords for all of them?
No, well, he'd get rid of them basically.
Do
curious.
you have to respond to them?
No.
So
if-
you just can enter in any information.
So anytime
'Cause
you
I've
sign
done
up
that
to
before.
Chili's like email accounts or whatever, you get
Yeah.
free chips and salsa, and he loved the chips and salsa, which in turn I loved the chips and
Yeah.
salsa. So we would go honestly twice a week, and every single time there was a new email address, so we'd have free chips and salsa. So half
So
people,
you sign up for the email. How does this process work? Because
So then
I'm interested.
you sign up, you get your email, and it says, "Thanks for joining our email list.
Uh-huh,
Here's
okay.
a free thing of chips and salsa."
So you have to be on the email.
So every single time we showed up, he'd have a new name and a new email.
that's
Like,
great.
Obviously, Sandy the waitress always knew it was us.
Uh-huh.
It's just like, got another one?
Yeah.
Like, we got another one.
No, yeah, when we would go to Applebee's, it was because we then knew the people through Olivia. So then, like, the all-you-can-eat wings, they're supposed to, like, be, you know, they bring you out one, and then they bring you out your next serving, 45 minutes later, and you get bored or full and then leave. But they just keep on bringing them out, and enough that we could take them home, which, again, you're not supposed to. On my 21st birthday, I spent $75 there just on Blue Moons, which in college days, that's a fortune. That's a complete fortune.
Lot of money, yeah.
But yeah, and that wasn't even food because they comped my meal because it was my birthday. But I still spent a shit ton of money on Blue Moons because they're big 25-ounce mug Blue Moons.
Solid.
With a huge orange in it.
You guys should do a draft of like the best chain restaurants. Like,
oh, that's actually a pretty good idea.
That's not a bad idea at all.
And then have a good justification behind it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because then you had the idea of recording a podcast at a TGI Fridays. We could go record a podcast at the winner.
Love to. And they'd probably love it. They'd be like, oh, absolutely.
They'll take the free marketing, even though we got 17 listeners.
We'll take the back booth for the day.
Like, does classic McDonald's go first, or do you have something a little more upscale, like a Chili's?
I think we go straight to a TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
I think we start with there.
I mean, that's a higher end.
So
that's a one seed for sure.
Chili's or TGI Fridays for you?
Chili's any day.
Okay. Angie and I have started to really enjoy Chili's. Like,
yeah, she loves Chili's, and apparently they've all been closing.
Crisper, like the chicken tender things, the Honey Crispers?
Oh, I've had them.
They're so good.
Oh, I've had them.
They are dynamite.
If a place has chicken tenders, I've had them.
Yeah, no.
Any form of them, I've had them.
Fair.
You should really do your research for like the next like couple months and make a like list of like best to worst chicken tenders.
Who do you think has the best, in my opinion? And also,
so I know
chicken fingers.
Real quick, I know a restaurant like a sit down place like a TGI Fridays is probably going to be it, but Chick-fil-A maybe.
Okay.
I bet you those are great. I've never even had them.
I don't think they're as good as the nuggets.
Jack in the Box has unreal chicken tenders.
Have you had their new ones?
No.
They just got new ones recently. They're phenomenal.
Maybe
they changed them.
You want to get Jack in the Box on the way home?
Sure.
Oh, this Jack in the Box, very good. Service, not very reliable.
Service takes a while.
Takes a
food's
while.
Always
not
good.
very reliable. Food's always super good, super greasy.
No, yeah, because it's been. I used to get it all the time.
I'm going
when
up
I'd
to
come
the
over here.
can.
Where?
The cannolis.
Oh,
Angie's working.
there you go. That'll be
I
fun.
would love to go to cannolis, but I'm going to cannolis.
Are you gonna?
You guys want to go? Let's go.
Are you gonna watch the Blues game?
It doesn't start till like 9:30. So
Yeah. What the fuck's that all about?
like I'm gonna watch the game, but I'm not gonna watch it up there. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna watch like the first period up there.
Uh huh.
But yeah, I'm not watching the whole thing up there. I mean, come on. I'm not a crazy person. Now, come on.
We'll talk about it after, but I'm not completely against going to cannolis and just
Yeah, I'm a
having
cannoli.
I don't have a
beer there.
wallet or basically anything.
Yeah, that's a factor.
Well, the ID thing doesn't matter. We'll
yeah,
be fine
because Angie and his like family.
there. Yeah, we'll be fine there without an ID. That doesn't matter.
Which
money
cannolis,
wise,
regardless, we should go to like we should get the gang back together and go to cannolis because I've been wanting to go.
we do need
Sarah
to.
still hasn't gone.
Are you
I've been
kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go that night when you guys moved in and you went to cannolis.
Yeah.
For whatever
And
reason.
me and
when the basement was filled with shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that's
Sam
the
and group has slept down here by choice.
Yeah,
Did
that's
really?
wild.
By choice.
That's unfortunate.
They
It
said it's
smelled
because they could
stinky.
leave the windows open while it rained and they liked the sound.
That is the
that's
dumbest
that's
thing
what they
I've
said.
ever heard.
I
shit-filled
still
basement.
think you could do that upstairs,
Right.
but I do love that.
I will.
I remember
say,
did you ever go to Groups of the Apartment in Merrimack? Yeah,
yeah,
when
one
we took
time.
the Christmas
photo.
picture.
Oh man, I got into crazy argument with the old ex-girlfriend that night. We won't
Wow,
get into
I
that.
don't remember
one,
that at all.
But I remember it because I drove home that night,
Wild. I don't remember that at all.
long
But
time ago.
I was really doing some
Shouldn't
booze drinking
have.
at the point.
Shouldn't
But
have.
Either way, I remember
Did.
there was one time
Bad idea.
me and Griffiths
Bad
were
wrong.
there.
Tisk, tisk.
Badong. Killing is badong. I'm gonna make a new word for killing. It's gonna be Gunade.
Is that Wayne's World?
Kung Pao?
Ah.
You ever seen Kung Pao?
Yeah, I have, but it's been
Phenomenal
so
stuff.
long. I
Phenomenal
remember you were
stuff.
blown away that I knew that movie. Yeah.
I forgot that you've even seen it.
Yeah, because nobody's seen that movie.
Anytime anyone's seen that movie, like I get very excited about it. Cheers,
though
cheers,
the,
mate.
I'll just sit here.
Cheers.
It's all good.
Anyways, thank you for listening to episode 10 of the Stand and No podcast.
And possibly episode 12 or 13.
Or 11. Honestly, if you're listening, we don't care what episode you're listening to. Thank you for listening.
And I'm just here.
Yeah. Bring